What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. It's time to celebrate John Cena's 20-year anniversary in WWE, so what will happen as the WWE honors its 16-time world champion, and will anyone try to spoil his party? Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Brock Lesnar is back, Dana Brooke involved in a serious car accident, Liv Morgan donating her Cameo proceeds, why so many AEW stars showed up on Raw, the real reason why Kevin Owens missed Raw, Becky Lynch breaks character, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel, Incredible. As always, when we recap the matches, we just provide you with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, a truly special night. And the WWE hit it out of the ballpark with last night's tribute to John Cena, with a galaxy of stars honoring the 16-time world champion's 20-year career in the WWE. Cena's backstage interaction with assorted WWE superstars was the right way to use him, as he was able to give the rub to everyone he interacted with, whether it was baby faces like the Street Profits and Ezekiel, or heels like Theory, Seth Rollins and Omos. This is how you honor a wrestler's career and utilize him to not only pop the crowd, but to put over active wrestlers. Perhaps the best segments were when Cena told Ezekiel to be true to himself, and Cena put Omos over by looking at him with wonder and wishing Seth Rollins good luck in his ladder match against him. Number 2, avoiding a tired trope. Conspicuous by its absence was a tired trope of the WWE honoring a legend only for someone to ruin their celebration, often by beating them senseless. While heels like Theory and Rollins took some verbal jabs at Cena, that was par for the course. Last night showed how to honor wrestlers' achievements without slighting them. Number 3, Becky Lynch gives zero you-know-what. And last night's Cena tribute featured lots of love for wrestling's former Doctor of Thugonomics, with even some heels showing a bit of begrudging respect. But not so with Becky Lynch, who gave zero Fs when she cut a promo discussing how she didn't need a pep talk from Cena to inspire her. Instead, Becky reminded the fans how she may have been down and out at different points in her career, but she's never been out. It's too bad the WWE Universe didn't see this on Raw, as the promo aired as a digital Raw exclusive, but it was one of her best promos yet. Number 4, remember that time I broke your nose? Seth Rollins is just insane. Who the hell else welcomes back a legend like John Cena by reminding them of the time they broke their nose? Rollins reminding Cena of the time he knee smashed Cena's nose into a million pieces was just pure Rollins, a reflection of how everything is about him. Cena's facial expressions were priceless as he stood there bemused and bewildered by the visionary's sheer lunacy. On a side note, John's facial expressions were spot on throughout the night, as he didn't have to say anything to respond to a wrestler's comments during his various backstage segments. Number 5, a fun battle royal. Last night's Last Chance Battle Royal was entertaining as it provided suspense for fans hoping to see a wildcard entrant in the men's ladder match, and was a good match in general. While the winner wasn't a shocker, it added to the drama of this Saturday's match, something we're about to explore next. As number 6, Riddle in Money in the Bank. It's great to see Riddle in the Money in the Bank match because number 1, he's going to add a level of high-flying excitement to the match, and number 2, it's the perfect continuation of Riddle's quest to get revenge on Reigns for Randy Orton's injury. The possibility of Riddle working to earn another shot at the Undisputed Championship adds to the stories driving the men's ladder match, regardless of whether he wins. And all sorted AEW appearances. Last night was clearly all about honoring Cena, as seen with AEW providing videos from several former superstars including The Big Show, Chris Jericho and Daniel Bryan to pay tribute to one of their favourite wrestlers. It was refreshing to see the WWE and AEW put aside their rivalry for one night. But that was good. What about the bad? Is number 1, no more McMahon. Why is Vince McMahon making so many appearances? Now, normally we'd be happy to see Vinnie Mac spread some of that old McMahon magic, but given the cloud of controversy hanging over his head, the less appearances the better. Under normal circumstances, McMahon would be a key part of any Cena celebration, but last night was a bad look. If you wanted to pay tribute, you could have just done so with a video. Number 2, card subject to change. As good as the Money in the Bank Battle Royal qualifier was, what happened to the planned Ezekiel vs Kevin Owens qualifier match? Ezekiel was there, but KO was nowhere to be found, and the announcers ignored the previously scheduled match. Fans had to look to social media for an explanation, with Owens tweeted, "I didn't want to go to Texas, so I didn't go. Leave me alone." Now we have info on why Kevin Owens really wasn't at Raw, so be sure to check that out. Number 3, a half-hearted welcome. Now, as good as Cena's return was, why was people like The Miz seemingly pleased to see him? The heels' reactions and interactions with Cena were mixed, ruining the mood of the show. It would have been one thing if the show ignored kayfabe and featured tributes from heels and faces alike, However, the mixed reactions from heels like The Miz, Rollins, Theory and Lynch made no sense. And number 4, a failed finish. AJ Styles vs The Miz is a program with plenty of potential, but not if the WWE plans on airing matches with failed finishes like last night's count-out win for the Phenomenal One as The Miz bailed out on AJ. This was a weak finish and one that reeked of lazy booking. There was nothing downright ugly as last night's 20-year tribute was fantastic and made Raw seem like a must-see event. Seeing it just gave the show a sprinkling of specialness, something that Raw truly needs sometimes. What do you guys think of Raw this week? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at The Beast is back. Atop of today's news is a report from Fightful.com indicating Brock Lesnar is scheduled to appear on 2 SmackDowns before his epic encounter with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam in a last man standing match. The site's Jeremy Lambert reports Lesnar is advertised for the July 22nd and July 29th episodes of SmackDown, the TD Garden in Boston, July 22nd, and the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, July 29th, both put out social media advertisements featuring Lesnar. While some fans are tired of seeing Brock Lesnar vs Roman Reigns, the WWE Universe loves Brock's babyface character and will likely be delighted to see him to make a rare television appearance. Next up, Dana Brooke been involved in a serious car accident. Fans wondering why Dana Brooke did not appear on the 27th June Raw found out after the news emerged that she was involved in a bad car crash. The 6-time 24/7 champion tweeted the news saying, "Much love to the WWE Universe for the support and love standing up for me. The reason why I was not on Raw last night was because I got into a bad car accident the past week. I'm doing good and will be back in no time. I really appreciate the love and couldn't ask for better fan support." Now, although the bodybuilder and fitness competitor turned wrestler has yet to win the women's championship, she's been doing really well as 24/7 champion and has been a regular on Raw. We send our wishes to Dana for a fast and full recovery. Next up, Liv Morgan donating Cameo proceeds for abortion rights group. Liv Morgan is donating her Cameo proceeds to help an abortion rights group. This follows the United States Supreme Court's decision that ruled abortion is not a constitutional right. TMZ Sports reported, the wrestler announced on Monday that every dollar she earns in July from her Cameo appearances will go toward the National Network of Abortion Funds, an org set up to remove financial and logistical barriers to abortion access. Morgan tweeted, "For the month of July, I will be donating 100% of my share of book Cameo earnings to the National Network of Abortion Funds. Please consider booking a Cameo from me so we can ensure every woman around the world has a choice." And you may recall the US Supreme Court's recent decision, Dobbs vs. Jackson's Women's Health Organization, that overruled its previous decisions in Roe v. Wade and the Planned Parenthood v. Casey. The controversial court case has led to many people sharing their opinions, including Liv Morgan, who currently charges $555 for a Cameo video. It'll be interesting to see if any other wrestlers donate their income from side gigs such as Cameo and OnlyFans to help out the abortion rights movement. Next up, why so many AEW stars showed up on Raw. Now, if you're wondering why WWE was able to secure so many stars for Raw's John Cena tribute, it's all about who you know. Sean Ross Sapp reported at Fightful Select reports that WWE contacted Tony Khan and asked if they could get cameos from former WWE talent like Daniel Bryan, Big Show and Y2J Chris Jericho. All of the requests were approved. Wow, that's pretty awesome of Tony Khan to do that. Next up, the real reason why Kevin Owens missed Raw. Now, Dave Meltzer discussed KO's absence, explaining, "No, Kevin Owens, whatever the situation is, minor, but he was not on the show, which is why the Ezekiel match did not happen as originally scheduled, which was, I guess, that was going to be for the last spot in the Money in the Bank. There's one spot left. I did not check if Kevin Owens would be ready by Friday, I just know that he was not ready tonight, but it's nothing serious I was told. Perhaps he'll be ready by Friday and do that match." Next up, another AEW original leaving. Is Dark Order member Alan Angels leaving All Elite Wrestling? Ringside News seems to think so based on some recent online actions by the Dark Order member, pointing out recently Dark Order member Alan Angels took to Twitter and fueled rumors that he's one of the stars who is done with AEW. He blacked out his profile, and in addition he tweeted, "Excited for what's next." Former Dark Order member Stu Grayson recently left AEW as the promotion is not renewing some of its deals with AEW originals. What do you think is next for Angels, and what about the Dark Order? And finally, Big Time Becks breaks character, she misses Biggie. Last but not least, the WWE's locker room features a number of close relationships as seen by Becky Lynch's touching message to Biggie. She broke character and tweeted a gif of her and Biggie along with the message, "I miss you, bud." Becky certainly isn't alone as there are millions of fans waiting for Biggie to recover from his recent neck injury. But there you have it folks, our review of Raw this week, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.